What if I told you that the difference between earning $65 an hour and $130 an hour in tech isn't about working twice as hard or job stacking, but about thinking like a category king? Today, we're diving into Play Bigger by Al Ramadan and his co-authors. I'm gonna show you exactly how two of my former consultants use these principles to literally double their hourly rates and become go-to experts in their field. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll know the exact framework to position yourself as the category king in your tech niche. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Tech Jobber channel. I'm Chris Schwank and I've been placing tech professionals for over 18 years. I've seen thousands of careers, but the ones that really take off, they all follow the same pattern that the authors of Play Bigger call becoming a category king. Now, Play Bigger is technically a business book about how companies create and dominate new market categories. But here's what most people miss. These same principles work incredibly well for individual tech careers. Let me tell you about Scott and Kate, two consultants I placed who went from good to absolutely indispensable using these exact strategies. First, let's break down what Play Bigger teaches us. The authors identify that the most successful companies don't just compete in existing markets, they create entirely new categories and position themselves as the obvious leader. The framework has four key components: category design, which is creating a new way of thinking about a problem; company design, which is building capabilities that make you the natural leader; product design, which is developing the solutions that define the category; and category evangelism, which is teaching the market why this category matters. Now, you might be thinking, that's great for companies. I'm just trying to advance my tech career. Here's the thing. In tech, the professionals who command the highest salaries and have the most job security are the ones who become category kings in their specialization. Let me tell you about Scott. When I first met him, he was a solid project manager making $65 an hour. Good at his job, reliable, but quite frankly, there were hundreds of project managers just like him in the market. Actually, many just like it at his company. But Scott did something brilliant. Whether he realized it or not, he started applying category king thinking to his career. Now let's break down exactly how Scott did it. First, with category design, instead of staying a generalist project manager, Scott noticed that every company was struggling with Jira implementations that actually worked for their teams. He didn't just learn Jira, he started learning about Jira strategy, Jira governance, and how Jira could transform entire organizations. With company design or personal brand, Scott began documenting his Jira methodologies. He created templates, wrote about best practices, and started speaking at local project management meetups about advanced Jira techniques. For product design and skill development, he didn't just learn to become a Jira user, he became a Jira architect. He learned to design entire Jira ecosystems, integrate with other tools, and solve complex workflow problems that most people couldn't even identify. For category evangelism, Scott started teaching others why Jira architecture was different from just knowing Jira. He helped companies understand that they didn't just need someone who could click around in Jira, they needed someone who could design Jira solutions that would scale their business. The result? Scott went from a $65 an hour project manager to a $130 an hour Jira architect working remotely. He doubled his rate because he stopped competing with every project manager and started competing in a category where he was one of the few true experts. Companies knew they weren't just hiring Scott to manage projects anymore, they were hiring him to solve their Jira problems that no one else could solve. Now let me tell you about Kate, whose story is even more impressive. Kate started for me as a Splunk admin, which is already a very specialized role, but she took the category king or queen approach to an entirely different level. For category design, Kate recognized that while many people could configure Splunk, very few understood how to make Splunk deliver real business value. She started thinking about Splunk strategy rather than Splunk administration, which she was hired for. For company design, Kate began creating content around Splunk best practices. She documented complex implementations, created training materials, and became known in the Splunk community for solving problems that stumped everyone else. For product design, she developed methodologies for Splunk deployments that minimize downtime, maximize performance, and delivered faster time to value for businesses. Kate wasn't just running Splunk, she was architecting Splunk solutions. And for category evangelism, Here's where it gets really interesting. Kate became so associated with Splunk excellence that she caught the attention of Splunk themselves. She was teaching the market not just how to use Splunk, but how to think about data analytics in a completely different way. The ultimate validation was when Splunk actually hired her. She went from being a consultant who worked with Splunk to one of the world's leading experts employed by Splunk themselves. That's category queen status right there. So how do you apply this to your own career? Well, here's the framework. Step 1, identify your category opportunity. Look at your current role and ask, what specific problem do I solve better than anyone else? Don't think about job titles, think about problems. Scott solved complex project tracking problems, and Kate solved enterprise data visibility problems. Step 2, choose your specialization strategy, whether it's industry or a niche skill. Here's where most people get stuck. They try to be everything to everyone. Category kings pick one of two paths. Path A, industry focus. Become the go-to tech expert for a specific industry. Don't just be a cybersecurity expert, become the cybersecurity expert for healthcare, financial services, or manufacturing. You'll understand the compliance requirements, the specific threat vectors, and the business context that generalists just miss. Think the DevOps engineer who speaks healthcare, or the data scientist who understands retail operations. Or you could do path B, pick a niche sub-skill set. This is what Scott and Kate both did. Take a broad technology and become the absolute expert in one specific aspect of it. Don't just do cloud computing, become the expert in multi-cloud cost optimization, or serverless architecture for high traffic applications. Or pick path C, industry and skill combination. This is the ultimate category king move. Combine a specific industry with a specialized skill. For example, Kubernetes expert for financial services, or AI machine learning specialist for healthcare applications. You become irreplaceable because you understand both the technical nuances and the industry context. The key is picking one lane and going deep. I've seen too many talented people plateau because they tried to be the expert in everything instead of the category king in something specific. The most successful people I've placed often combine industry knowledge with technical expertise. They don't just know the technology, they know how the technology solves specific problems in their industry. Step 3, design your category. Give your expertise a name and a framework. Don't just be a DevOps engineer, become a cloud migration architect or a Kubernetes optimization specialist. Create language around what you do that makes it clear you're not just another generalist. And step 4, build category leading capabilities. This is where most people stop too early. Don't just learn the tool. Understand business context, the integration challenges, and the strategic implications. Scott just didn't learn Jira features. He understood organizational change management through Jira. And step 5, evangelize your category. Share your knowledge, write blog posts, speak at meetups, create documentation. Help others understand why your specific expertise matters. The goal is to become the person people think of when they have a specific type of problem. And step 6, measure category leadership. You'll know when you're becoming a category king. People start reaching out to you for opportunities. Your hourly rate and salary commands a premium. You're invited to speak or consult on your specialty. Competitors start copying your approach, and companies create job descriptions that sound like your background. The beautiful thing about this approach is that you're not just competing on price anymore. When you're the category king, you're competing on unique value that no one else can provide. Here's your homework. Pick one technology or methodology you're already good at and ask yourself how you could become the category king in that space. Remember, you have 3 paths. Go deep in an industry, go deep in a niche skill set, or combine both for ultimate category dominance. What would make you not just another practitioner, but the person companies think of when they have a specific challenge? Think about industries you already understand or have worked in. Maybe you've done projects in fintech, healthcare, e-commerce, or manufacturing. That industry knowledge combined with the technical skills could be your category king differentiator. Remember, Scott doubled his rate going deep on Jira architecture. Kate got hired by the company itself by becoming the go-to Splunk strategist. So ask yourself, what's your category going to be? If you found this valuable, hit the subscribe button and bell notification. I share career advancement strategies for tech professionals every week, and trust me, you don't want to miss the next one. I also just launched my Tech Career Accelerator program, where I work directly with you to fix your LinkedIn, create an outreach strategy for your ideal company, fix your resume, fix your interview skills, and I work directly with you until you get an ideal job. Click the link below to set up a call with my team. Drop a comment below and tell me, what technology or skill do you think you could become a category king in? Are you thinking industry focus, niche sub skill set, or the powerful combination of both? I read every comment and often feature the best captions in future videos. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys later.